Caught you bobbing your head to the beat, the same
Yeah.
thing you did at the beginning of the Rorschach Test podcast.
Hey, that means you're doing something right, bro.
Yeah, man. I have I just dropped my phone for the 19th time since I've had it. I, yeah, man, I've been trying to really get into the pro production thing and but been extremely inspired by you and by Gladiator. But that's all the stuff that we should have probably talked about on the last podcast. Welcome to episode. Hey, you remember on the Rorschach Test podcast when I remembered the episode number?
Yes.
I don't remember this one. So welcome to episode number something of the While You Were Sleeping podcast. I'm your host, Tyrell James, and I have a very, very, very special guest with me today, AJ Throwback. What's up, man?
What's good, man? What's good? I was about to say that's how you label your beats too. You know, like I don't know how to name this beat.
Yes, like you're gonna just get some strange stuff from me all the time, man. I don't like to be normal. So yeah.
I'm here for it, you know. Normal is boring. You know?
It is, man. Normal is so boring. Oh my gosh.
It really is.
You know? So with this podcast, we're going to get into your dreams with the Rorschach Test podcast. Tapped into your conscious mind. I put these pictures up on the screen and you told me exactly what it was that you saw. And I linked what it is that you do and who you are to what you saw on the test. This time, we're going to tap into your subconscious mind.
I like that.
So we're going to talk about 3 types of dreams. First, I want to talk about a dream that you had while you were sleeping. Then I want to talk about your dreams and aspirations. And then before that, I want to talk about your daydreams. And then we're going to lead into your dreams and aspirations. Gotcha. So first, I want to talk about a dream that you have had that has had some sort of significant impact on your life. It could be from childhood, adolescence, adulthood, whatever, just something that has just stood out to you.
That is a really good question because the thing is, I've had a lot of dreams. It's weird because like probably the most profound dream I remember, this was something I had when I was a kid. It was actually kind of a nightmare, to be honest, but I guess maybe it's a cautionary tale in a way, like if you wanted to kind of sort of analyze it. But I remember I had to have been like 4 or 5. And so there used to be anybody who's been in the DC area long enough or was of a certain age may remember there used to be on Willow Road, like as soon as you cross into Maryland, on Willow Road, there used to be a giant there. And so I remember being in this dream and being in this giant, and all of a sudden there was like this subway car.
Hold on. Before you go any further, for those who may not be familiar with our area, he's not talking about a really tall person.
A giant food. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's a grocery store.
Right, exactly.
Okay. All right, my bad. Go ahead.
You know, so I'm glad that you clarified it. I should have clarified it. But yeah, so I'm in this giant food store that's, basically off of Willow Road and Southern Avenue. And so all of a sudden I see a subway car coming. What's funny is that then there ended up being a subway station on Southern Avenue, not far from this location. But for anybody who doesn't know how DC is structured, so Southern Avenue is one of the dividing lines between DC and Maryland. So you have Southern Avenue, then you have Eastern Avenue, which is like closer to like Northeast and Northwest DC, and then you have Western Avenue, which is basically upper Northwest, and then Southern Avenue is like Southeast and a little bit of Northeast. So I'm seeing this subway car on the street. And like, it's a subway car on the street. Like, this isn't supposed to be the case. So I'm in this dream like, okay, why is that here? And next thing you know, like I'm trying to move out the way to not get hit by this subway car. And like, I just narrowly missed getting hit by this subway car that's like in the middle. Like it looks like it's hitting or is about to hit the giant food, but is actually in the middle of the street. So I'm like, okay, why did I have this dream? And why in years later, because it's like that's the first dream that popped in my head when you asked me that question. You know, like there are a lot of dreams, but to be honest, I don't really remember a lot of them because I mean we have so many dreams. It's like the amount of thoughts that we have. You can't remember every single thought, or you can't remember every single memory. But for whatever reason, certain things jump out or stand out more than others. And for me, for whatever reason, that dream just always stood out. You know.
So and hold on, did you say you were coming out of the giant?
Yeah, well, actually, it was coming toward the giant at first. And my dreams have a habit of quickly shifting. So, or people, there's another thing, weird things that happens in my dreams. So somebody could be one person 1 minute, and then next thing you know, they morph into another person, like just like that. You know what I'm saying? So it was one of those situations where it was like cut scene, like, okay, it looks like it's headed toward the giant. Next thing you know, it's coming down Southern Avenue about to hit me. You know, and I just narrowly escaped the jaws of death.
Okay. All right. Oh, one thing that I forgot to mention is that with these dream podcasts, I time myself. So what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to try to link your dreams to what it is that you do and who you are, but I have to do it in 30 minutes.
Okay.
Or less.
Got you.
Last week I did it in like 18 minutes.
Okay.
I don't know if I'm going to be able to beat that record, but let's see what happens. Okay, so what were you doing in the giant?
What was I doing? I was shopping. With my mom.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Do you know exactly what it was that your mother was shopping for?
I think bread.
Yeah. Bread. Okay.
Yeah.
So bread of life. Bread of life. Right? Okay. So let's get deep here. Okay. So you're in this grocery store, you're looking for bread, you're looking for something that's going to give you life, that's going to allow you to continue life, something that's going to be filling. And in order for you to let me ask you this.
Okay.
How hard was it to find the bread?
Oh, it wasn't hard at all.
Wasn't hard at all.
Yeah.
Okay. So it was something that was pretty much right there, easy to find, almost like a gift that is given to you. Okay. So you're given this gift that is filling or fulfilling. And in order, so when you have this gift, you're able to turn it into something that provides nourishment, not only for you, but for others as well.
Yes.
Because, our food is our fuel. And if without our fuel, we can't do the things that we are supposed to do or that we have been put here to do. We're not able to use our gifts to the best of our abilities without our fuel. So you have gotten your fuel at this point.
Yeah.
But you have not consumed it yet. Yes, you're in the grocery store, you got your food, you've walked out of the grocery store, you have your fuel, and you're ready to go and to consume this fuel so that you can so that the gift that has been given to you, you can turn that into something else, right? But before that happens, there's danger. There's something that is headed towards you that's trying to knock you off of the path that God has put you on. And of course, we know that anything that's coming, that type of danger that's coming, we know that's coming from Satan. That's coming from the devil. So the devil is petrified of the bread that has been given to you, to the fuel that has been given to you, to the gift that has been given to you, and is trying to derail you. It's a train coming at you.
Yeah.
But he's trying to derail you and trying to throw you off your course. So when the train is coming at you, what do you do? How do you react?
At first, I'm like a deer in headlights. I can't move. And it's like, even though I'm trying to move, I can't quite basically get my feet going until kind of sort of like the last minute. And it's just like, okay, you got to move or you're going to get hit by this train.
Okay. Okay. And I think that, so let me ask you this. Do you work better under pressure?
Depends on the situation. In a lot of situations, I work better when I can kind of sort of plan things out. But considering sometimes how last minute I can be when I want to be, it actually ends up producing better products sometimes when the pressure is on or when I have to get it done by a certain time. You know, you know what's funny? I'll give you a perfect example. Your wedding song.
Okay.
your wedding song, that was a pressure situation for me. And that's probably one of the best things I've ever done under pressure.
Wow.
Yeah.
I appreciate that, by the way. So does my wife.
Absolutely. Absolutely. But it was one of those situations was like, okay, I got to get this done. It was kind of 11th hour type of deal. And it was like, okay, I got to get this done. And that's one of those situations where God just moved through me. Like, it's going to happen, you know?
Yeah. So, okay. So, and I think that's one of those things, you know, with you being the type of creator that you are, I do think that you can work better under pressure. I believe if somebody called you tonight and said, some big artist called you tonight and said, listen, I need something by the morning. And I need something incredible. That you be able, you know, that type of pressure. You know, we spoke about on the Rorschach Test podcast about how, you know, you're good at something because of your natural ability to do it, but you're great at something because of an obstacle.
Right.
So when you're able to overcome that obstacle, when that train is headed at you and you need to get out of the way so that you can consume this bread, so that you can create life, so that you can be the creator that you are and use the gift that God has given you. I think that it is it's also a testament to the covering that God has on us as creators, but then specifically, well, let's make this about you, the covering that he has on you as a creator, where regardless of whatever danger is headed towards you, he's going to make sure that he, not only do you have the gift, not only are you still going to hold on to the gift that was given to you, but any type of danger that's coming, he's going to get you out of the way of that danger so that you can be the creator that he created you to be. Yeah. Okay. That was good, Tyrell. High five.
Yes. I was about to say, I'm like, yeah, you pretty doggone good at this, brother. You should do this weekly.
That's a horrible idea. So now let's move on to your daydreams.
Okay.
So do you ever just find yourself just sitting and just your mind just wanders off? And I don't mean anything that's intentional. I don't mean like you're sitting down and you're intentionally thinking about something. I mean like you could be doing something else and then all of a sudden your mind just wanders off. Does that ever happen?
Oh yeah, all the time.
So what kind of place, what places does your mind go when you think of these things?
A lot of times my mind will go to just different locations, you know what I'm saying? Places that I envision myself going, you know what I'm saying? And it'll just wander those places, you know, like say, for example, I could be listening to a particular song and that song makes me feel a certain vibe. You know, I'll randomly go say, I don't know, I'll randomly go to Cali. I've never been to Cali.
Okay.
Never been to Cali a day in my life. But I envision like if I listen to a certain song or if I watch something, I will envision myself there and doing whatever it might be. It could be surfing. I've never surfed a day in my life. You know what I'm saying? I never even really gave a whole lot of thought to surfing, but I would try it. You know what I'm saying? But you know, my mind will just take me to different places like that, or you know, somewhere. I don't know. I'll randomly think of somewhere that's like really, I don't know, ritzy. I'm not even like a bougie type person, but certain songs will make me feel like, okay, this is like a suit and tie kind of feel. Like I want to be somewhere where it's like I'm getting dressed up, you know, it's some jewels blinging, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, I feel like there's, you know, this jazzy type music going. I just sometimes like and these are the things that I think about, or, you know, like I'll just envision, okay, I want to just randomly take a walk somewhere, and somewhere that's like, I don't want to say barren, but it's just a long winding road, or just a long, not even winding, it's straight, just a straight road. And I'm just walking on this path, you know, like I just randomly have those types of thoughts. And then the sun is like beaming on my head, you know, but I'm just taking this long walk by myself, you know.
So tell me this, do you equate these things with success? I mean, do you see yourself in California because of success? Do you see yourself, I know you're talking about surfing, you're talking about taking a walk, but these things are symbols, honestly, of freedom.
Yes.
The type of freedom that could come with success. So do you equate all of those things with success?
I do. I believe that you get to, I mean, you see it all the time. You get to a certain point in your life where you don't have to worry so much about the work part, because that's going to handle itself. Like you do all that you need to do during the time that you need to do it. And you get to the point where you don't have to be a slave to somebody else's hours. You know what I'm saying? You set your own hours, you set your own schedule, and you get to a point where, hey, if you want to go surfing, go surfing. Right. You want to take you a long walk somewhere, take you a long walk. If you want to, you know, get dressed up and dolled up and all this and all that, and go out to a nice fancy, you know, gala just because you can, just because you just happen to buy a nice suit the other day anyway. And somebody's like, hey, we got this gala going on, you know, why don't you come out and you know, buy a table, you know, for however much. Like, yeah, sure, yeah, I got you, you know what I mean? Like to be able to be in that position, to have that freedom, and it's not just financial freedom, it's mental freedom, it's spiritual freedom, you know, that comes along with being able to control your own narrative, to be able to set your own hours and not be a slave to the norm. Because I do it because I have to, but not because I want to, you know. So to be able to do it because I be able to do anything because that's what I want to do, that's success to me.
Right. Okay. So when you are daydreaming, it's not so much focused on the things that you do, but rather the things that can come from the things that you do.
Right. That's right. The end result.
Right.
Because that means just as much to me as, if not more than, the things that I do. Like, yeah, I could sit here and envision being in the studio with name an artist, you know, but I don't think about that as much as I think about, okay, I got the money from working with such and such artists. Now I can go on vacation. You know what I'm saying? And now I can be, you know, be on a beach somewhere sipping a Mai Tai, or, you know what I'm saying, or whatever, and just relaxing, not thinking about anything, sun beating on my face. You know what I'm saying? I'm getting nice and chocolate in the sun because I want to. You know what I'm saying? I'm hanging 10 on this surfboard, and I don't even surf. You know, like, you know, if those you don't types surf, of things.
You'll probably hang 1 instead of 10.
Or I might not hang at all.
Right. So, but you know what, man? I think that right there is really, really inspiring, because I think that, you know, a lot of times when people daydream, and this is based off of conversations that I've had with people about this, because, you know, of course, when I, you know, came up with the idea to do this podcast, I had conversations with people. And then even in the podcast that I've done, just speaking to people, a lot of times people, they automatically go to the things that they do, but they don't ever really go into what happens as a result of the things that they do.
Right.
I think if people focused a lot more on that result, it could inspire them. It could be such a driving force, because instead of sitting like sometimes thinking about the things that you do can become a bit overwhelming.
Yeah.
Because that comes along with that comes with, what do I have to do to become successful? What are the steps that I need to take? All right, I need to do this, I need to do that. And you're just constantly thinking about work, even if it's something that you love. And the thing is, you hear the phrase all the time: if you do what you love, then it's not considered work, right?
Right.
That's not always the case.
No.
We do what we love, but we work our asses off, though.
That's right.
It
That's
is
right.
work.
Yeah.
So, but if we think about the things that can come from the work that we put in, when we think about the rewards,
Yeah.
I feel like that right there could just be such a driving force to help us get that work done.
Right.
So yeah, I'm so glad that you said that. I'm so glad that you put it that way.
Yeah. And it was set up from the way that you asked the question, because I'm not gonna lie, one of the first things I thought about was a daydream that I had about a particular video that I've been like daydreaming about for like the past 7-8 years. You know what I'm saying? But when you framed it the way that you framed it, I'm like, you know what? These are the things that I really kind of sort of daydream about, like being away, being away from the fray.
Yeah. I agree with you, because I do that often. Often. I have there are two daydreams that I have very often, and actually one of them is a place that I go when I meditate, and it's a home. It's this huge house that I have, but it's like right near a cliff, and the cliff, it overlooks water. I want a house that overlooks water so badly.
Yeah.
And I'm just sitting out there, and I'm listening to the birds, and I'm listening to the waves. And I'm just sitting there, I'm just watching the waves, and like that right there is that's success to me. But the other thought that I have is being in a position to create opportunities for other people, or to just help people, whether it's giving someone a job, or whether it's feeding the homeless, or even giving the homeless a job and putting them in a position where they are able to do the same for other people. Like these are the things that I kind of sit and just think about. Those are my rewards.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so next I want to talk about your dreams and aspirations, and so I have 7 minutes to wrap this up. All right, so when you were a kid, what did you want to be when you grew up?
The very first thing I wanted to be was a bus driver.
There you go. So for those of you all who didn't see the Raw Show, gotta go back and watch it. But is that where it came from, when you were trying to make buses? So you were like making like model buses, or you were drawing them?
No, I was making model buses. So it started off like it was just basically a 3-dimensional bus, but then I started getting more sophisticated to the point where like I put the seats in it. I had wheels on it. I cut out little paper people and put the people in the seats and all that. Like the fare box where you pay your fare. Like I had a fare box, all of that. Like in these model buses, like they were really intricate. Yeah. So somehow it always comes back to the buses. I think it's also because a good amount of my family works for Metro. So
got you. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense though. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Because you see it, and then you grow up wanting to be it.
Right.
Because that's what's right. But all right, but you make this easy for me, because see, here's the thing. So we're talking about the wheels on the bus go round and round. The wheels in your head, because of the wheels in your head and the way that they turn, you were able to take people places. Same way a bus does.
What? You a bad boy? Bad brother. You a bad brother.
I may start a podcast or two doing stuff like this.
I think you should.
Yeah, like I would love to go deeper with that and just go. But listen, I did it. There's no need to go any further, man, because
that sums it up perfectly.
Your wheels turning, man. You're able to take people places.
Bars.
Bars. And speaking of bars, before we get out of here, man, just let everybody know what everything that you have going on and where they can find you and all that stuff.
Absolutely. So, of course, as I just kind of sort of teed it up, I am co-host along with my brother Ramsey Brown. Meant to shout him out on the last podcast, but
yeah, shout out to Ramsey, huh?
Yes, huge shout out. Bounce and Act Radio Show comes on every Wednesday, 11 a.m., 1 p.m. on Win DC Radio. We also have 3 other main branches of that. We have Bars on the Road, which is an interview series, a profile series. We have Bars of Breakdown, which is an album review series, and then the Independence Avenue Drive to 5, which is a mix show dedicated strictly to the independent artists. So if you want to connect, you can actually go to the website BAMMLLC.net, BAMLLC.net. Everything is there, the music, the radio show. If you're looking for services, you know what I'm saying, definitely hit me up. You can follow me, AJ Throwback DC on Instagram, AJ Throwback Facebook and Twitter. And then for Bars, it is Bars on Air across the board, Facebook, Instagram, Twitch, and Twitter. And then you can also subscribe to our YouTube channel, which is Balancing Act Radio Show. So yeah, a lot going on, you know what I'm saying? Producing, DJing, making my own music on top of that. So, it's a little bit of everything. But yeah, that's me in a nutshell.
I'm going to ask you a question that people often ask me because of the amount of things that I have going on. When do you sleep?
Oh, I sleep. I sleep probably around like I usually go to sleep anywhere between 1 and 3 at night. And I typically get about 6 to 7 hours of sleep.
Okay.
Yeah, I got to. Like I know a lot of people team no sleep, but I'm like, no, I sleep.
Yeah. And I hear people say that all the time about I got people looking through the window at me like, oh my gosh, is there a podcast? I'm a superstar.
That's hilarious.
But I don't remember what I was saying just now.
I'm trying to remember where you about to go with it because I feel like I know and I can't remember. Oh, I think we were talking about sleep.
Yeah. So I hear people say all the time that team no sleep, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You can have that. I have insomnia, but I don't want it.
Right.
I want to sleep. I want to get some rest.
Right.
Because for the amount of time that I am awake, I can get work done.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So y'all can say sleep is the cousin of death all you want. Listen, as long as it's just the cousin and we don't get no closer than that,
right? A distant
fine.
Cousin. How about make it the distant cousin?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you ain't even my first cousin.
Right. So I actually hate that saying. I'm not gonna lie because it's like it's inaccurate. Because staying awake too long is the cousin of death.
Yeah.
Actually, it's the twin brother. Darn
exactly. Near. And you do it too much, it's the cause of death too.
Exactly. Stop selling people that, y'all. Please stop it.
Please. Speaking of which, me and AJ Throwback, we have a song called Midnight Genius that really talks about how in the middle of the night we come up with our best ideas.
That's right. Yes,
that was a fun video shoot too.
Yes, it was. Oh man, that was great.
But all right, man, we're about to get out of here. I've had an incredible time, man, with both the Rorschach Test podcast and the While You Were Sleeping podcast, man. This has been two incredible podcasts, man. I appreciate your time. I appreciate your insight, your wisdom, your creativity. I appreciate you being a brother to me.
Yes.
So I just appreciate everything, man. I appreciate it all.
And I appreciate you for having me on both of these platforms. They're both incredible, both creative. I love the angles of both of these podcasts, man. Like, man, I mean, it's just inspiring stuff, bro. And I'm proud of you. I love you. And man, keep up the excellent work.
Thank you, bro. I love you too, man.
Yeah, man.
All right, and for the rest of y'all, sweet dreams.